If you didn't know, I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 in the month of November. And I was so excited for 40. And so many things have happened over this last year. And a lot of things that have made me get even deeper into perspective of what I want for my life. My main big, bold, audacious goal is to Hey y'all. So Shayla Smart here, and I am doing this video to share with you my personal goals for the month of October 2022. And I am doing this in hopes that what I'm doing, as always, using my life as a testimony for the things that I learn, the things that are helping me to grow and to be better in life and leading life as a kingdom woman while also surviving being human and being a mom and homeschooling and being a wife and all the things. So I am sharing with you the goals that I have set for the month of October. It is almost the end of October. We have a few days left in this month. Thank you, God. It has been a month. But I'm going to come back at the beginning of November, at least the first week in November, to share with you if I hit all of my goals that I'm sharing here. And if not, what I intend to do to improve so that I can make sure that I accomplish those goals for the next month. Also, if I don't hit a goal ever in a month or at any point, that goal does not go away. I got to figure out then how can I make sure that I don't miss that goal again. Like I don't miss it 2 months in a row because the goals are set for a reason. They're not optional, right? If I set them, they need to happen and they need to happen for a specific reason. If sometimes it's just for discipline, like this savings goal that I set for this month is to discipline myself on saving. I am a spender. Can somebody wave their hand in agreement? I am a spender. I like to spend my money. I work diligently to make the money happen. So why can't I spend it? That's how I feel. However, over the years, wisdom has kicked in. And if you have not seen my life update video that I posted before this, be sure to check that out because it takes you through the health and wellness of me and all the things that have happened with my health, my visits to the emergency room, what they discovered, what has happened even with my husband. A lot of you probably saw that already online. And I talk about my weight loss journey and bariatric surgery and how I feel about that and the path that I'm on with the bariatric team and what that means for me, my intentions with that. I also talk about life in general and just trying to stay on track to do the things that I need to do. And I am going to be sharing also my November goals at the end of this month or the first part of November. So it'll kind of be a back to back. So this is kind of a budgeting, but not budgeting type of video, but I'm going to be sharing my personal goals. I am going to talk more about budgeting and the money that I'm making and how I am being more disciplined with the income and how I am working to increase my income. I also talked in the life update video about having invisible streams of income and what that means, what I've learned, what I'm doing now to make sure that I create income that allows me to, whether I get canceled because of my Christian beliefs or whatever happens in this world, what is coming with the recession, et cetera, that they have not, I guess, still technically not announced. I talked to you guys about the email that I sent out. I talked all about Second Amendment rights, getting yours in order, stockpiling up on dry goods, and just things you need to do. Actually, let me show my face and say hello to you guys really quick. Hi, y'all. So this is just a personal goal setting video that I'm showing you what goals I set. And as you can see, there's only really 4 goals that I've set. 3 of them are monetary, but they're 4 goals. Now I have business goals that were set too. I didn't add those in here. I'll talk about those on my business channel. But for here, I wanted to share with you guys the personal goals that I'm setting. So hopefully this will be inspirational to you, and this will maybe highlight some things that you're wanting to do or trying to do in your life. If you didn't know, I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 in the month of November. And I was so excited for 40. And so many things have happened over this last year, and a lot of things that have made me get even deeper into perspective of what I want for my life. My main big, bold, audacious goal is to retire by 45. Now, you heard me just say I'll be 41 next year. Shayla, how in the heck are you retiring by 45? Well, I am working diligently. Notice I'm not using the word hard because I don't want to work hard. The work that I do is laborious so I have two businesses, by the way, if you didn't know. I have a healthcare business, which is a healthcare and wellness company. I am currently contracted with a company that allows me to go into hospitals and work per diem. If you don't know what per diem means, it just means as needed or as you want to. I don't have a set amount of hours I have to do a month. I cannot work for 6 months. I cannot work for a year, however long. I can work once a week, twice a week, 6 times a week. I can work double shifts if I want. Maybe not double shifts because I do 12 and a half hours. So I don't know. But anyways, I can work when I want to. And it pays really, really, really good money. I make really good money doing what I do, but it is not long-term sustainable. And I've been saying that since the beginning. If you didn't know, I'm a CNA by trade. I've been a CNA for 15 years. I've been licensed for 15 years. I have not worked as a CNA for 15 years. Shout out to those who do it. My body says no. But it's not long-term sustainable for your body. I have family members, more than one, who has worked in that field, and I see what it has done to their body physically because they've done it for 20 plus years. It is hard work. I love the concept of the work, but I don't intend to do it long term as much as I love people. So that is a portion of what my healthcare company is set up to do, but that is not long term, right? There's other things that I have that I'm working on for my health company to bring in income as well. Then I have my customer service and digital marketing business, which is all things digital marketing, how to make money online, how to sell and make and profit with digital products. Also, there's some offline things that I do in that business that are around the customer service realm, which is going out on behalf of other companies and doing things like field inspection, notary work, some mystery shopping. As the game of mystery shopping has changed over the years, I actually have an updated course coming out about mystery shopping. So all of that's on my other business. So I have two businesses, and by the glory of God, I have not worked a W-2 job. I worked one day for a company in the midst of getting my healthcare business set up this year. But my actual last time working as a W-2 employee was March 30th. Or does March have 31 days? Whatever the last day of March was. And I actually didn't work it because I had so much vacation, personal days left over that I was off for that entire last week of work. I have not worked a W-2 job since March of 2021, or excuse me, 2022. And my goal is to keep it that way. My goal is not to go back to working for someone. Nothing wrong with it, but that's not what I intend to do. Now, while I do contract, I'm still working under someone else's guise and rules, but I don't work as a W-2 employee. I pick and choose when I want to go to work and when I don't want to go to work. So that is that. Basically an independent contractor. So more on that later, but I just wanted to kind of clear up because as I share these monthly goals and how I am saving, because next month you will see my savings increase, which is a goal also. If I just, for example, say I'm going to save $40, this month, next month, I want to save $200. The next month after that, I want to save $500. There's no percentage per se currently. It's just I want to increase the goal every month, right? So if I could save this much this month, next month I could save more, because it's about a discipline thing. And if you're a spender like me, or if you're just not a good saver, that's okay. Recognize it, be honest about it, and then see what you need to do and put it into action to change it. So briefly, October 22 personal goals. So to pray every day before starting my day. So you may say, well, Shayla, don't you pray every day anyway? I do, for the most part. I'm sure there's been some days and some craziness where I'm talking to God all day, even at work. I'm talking to God. When I'm riding in the car, I'm talking to God. But just the distinct position of praying before starting my day is specific, right? It's not just about praying, it's praying before my feet hit the floor. Now, for me, this can be a little tricky because in my per diem work, I do work night shifts. And so when I come home in the mornings to go to sleep after showering and eating breakfast, that's literally the end of my day, right? So when I wake up to get ready to go to work in the evening, sometimes around 4 or 5 o'clock, that's the start of my day on work days. I've been off work for a good amount of time, probably almost a week now. I've not been to work for specific, I just needed a break and for health reasons, which I talked about in my life update video. So just being consistent on making sure that I start my day with prayer, whatever my start of day looks like. So if it's a work day and I'm going to work for my healthcare business, then when I get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or whatever time I happen to wake up, sometimes I get up earlier to work on my actual business, my digital marketing and customer service business. So then I have to get up a little earlier if I have to teach a class or something on those lines. But then the days that I'm off, then whatever the start of my day is when I pray. Now, of course, I pray throughout the day, worship, read scripture here and there, but I diligently want to get in the habit of praying before I start about my day. There's just something about praying before you start your day. And I used to be very dedicated to that, but life gets busy, we forget, and then we think about God in the midst of what we're doing, or we call on him in the midst of what we're doing. And I want to be very strategic in my prayers. Um, so my second goal is to save an additional $1,000. So this may not seem like a big deal, but for a spender, and this is outside of collective household, anything, this is my own personal savings goal, just Shayla's savings goal. Because again, I make pretty good money from the medical business itself, just the medical business alone. That's no additional funds. That's no additional income from my other business. That's no additional money that comes in. Like this month, I think it was last week, we got an extra $400 check for my insurance, and that's considered extra income, right? So nothing counting any of that, just my personal money, not even any savings goals family wise, but just me personally. I wanted to be able to save $1,000 on my own, because I can either spend the money, which, as I've said, I'm good at doing, or I can save the money, right? So my intention was to save the money. And so I want to show you guys just a little screenshot so far of what I saved. And I'll show you that when I get down to how I accomplish these goals. But my second goal is to pay off one of my credit cards. I only have two. And so one of them I owe $341.99. Now you're probably saying, Shayla, you keep saying you make good money. Why can't you just pay off $341.99? It's not that I can't just pay it off. I like to spend my money. So in an effort to not feel like I'm working just to pay bills, because that's not what life is about. I love that. We are here for more than working and paying bills. Bills should be secondary to any thoughts that we have. They're in our lives, we have them, but watch my life update video and I'll tell you how at the age of 45, by the age of 45, I'll be 41 next month in November. By the age of 45, I will be retired and work optional. And how I'm going to be able to do that, meaning that if I don't want to go to work, I don't have to, and I don't have to worry about any income. Check out the life update video. But this credit card, to not feel like I'm working just to pay bills, or all of my money is going to pay bills, which $341.99 is not all of my money, clearly, but I hope this is making sense. Instead of me taking and paying a big chunk of money out to one particular somebody, because the goal is not to go and use the credit card again once I pay it off. So it's not like I'm paying it and it's like, oh, you paid it, you can just use it again. That's not the goal. The goal is to have it available to me if needed, but not to just use it to use it. So I decided to take this payment and break it down over the month of October, because from my medical company, I get paid twice a week from that. Yes, twice a week from that contract. It's not a contract, from that company. They pay into my business account twice a week, and so then I do an owner's draw from my business account to pay myself a portion of the income that I get from the overall company, right? So I don't just get that money and all that money belongs to me. That belongs to that money belongs to my business. But then I pay myself a salary from the business. And so from the money that I get paid weekly from my business, then I'm taking a portion of that, my personal money, and paying down my credit card. And so I'm breaking it down into payments, if that makes sense. So while I do make enough money to pay off a $341 credit card with one paycheck, um, all of that money that comes into my business account is not mine to finagle, right? I have a personal, I pay myself personally from those funds. And then from my personal money, not what's left in my business account, but from my personal money, my paycheck, Shayla's paycheck, not the business, I then pay my bills with my personal money. And so this is a personal credit card. And so to pay that down and not have myself living paycheck to paycheck when I can clearly, I clearly make more than enough to not have to live paycheck to paycheck. In order to not feel like I'm doing that, I'm breaking down everything that I'm doing to pay off. So my third financial goal, personal financial goal, and fourth goal is to pay off my car number 2. So I have a car in a whole nother state. And I owe $2,594.93 on that car. And when I tell you, it has been everything trying to get this car paid off. I don't know what it is. Again, $25.94. I could pay that off in a month. Like I literally could pay that off, or it could have been paid off before now, right? But again, it's not taking the chunk of money out because there's other things that need to be done. And instead of paying this off, I'm like, okay, well, let me do this thing. Let me put a little money over here. Let's pay for this for the kids. We got to do this. We're going to do this. And not being mindful that the quicker this debt is paid off, the more free money I actually will have. So the money that I'm paying every month on the car note, I could just be having that money in the bank, or I could be using that money to pay for things instead of having to pay for things and still having to pay this every month. So I decided to break this down as well for payoff in 1 month, to pay the whole 2,500 off in 1 month. So again, I will be back next month to let you know if I hit all of these goals. So how am I going to accomplish these goals? So with a prayer is keep a morning routine with time blocks. So a routine, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me, and cough. So with keeping the morning routine, it's not enough to just have the morning routine. Like, okay, great, you have a morning routine, but time blocks is something that I'm learning, and I'm trying to get better at adding into my routine, because it's not enough to say, okay, every morning I'm going to pray. I need a dedicated amount of time. So what time do I need to wake up? If I work this evening, what time do I need to wake up so that I'm able to get my prayer time in and it's not rushed? It's actually intentional. My scripture reading in and praise and worship music, which I do the praise and worship music while I shower, so I can kind of intertwine those. But intentionality is important. So I need to have a time block. So that means I can't get up at 5:15, which if I just want to get up and get ready for work, I can get up at 5:15, shower, clothes usually are already done. My husband does that for me. And when I come home in the mornings, and I just pull out a set of scrubs, but and I take my shower when I come home in the mornings, and then I sleep all day for the most part until it's time for me to get up, unless we have something to do. So there's really not much for me to do when I get up to go to work. My husband usually prepares my lunch for me. I'll just tell him what I want, or he'll pick something up for me. And so I literally have to do nothing but get up, get myself dressed, and head out the door no later than 6:15. So I can get up at 5:15 or later, but 5:15 and get myself ready to go. But that doesn't leave a lot of time for intentional prayer, reading my word with intentionality, not just a devotional, but actually digging into studying a piece of the word, right? And so in order to be intentional, in order to get that done, then I need to have a time block, which means I likely need to get up at 4 o'clock. So I still have my 5:15 to 6:15 to get out the door, get ready, get out the door, say hello to my children who haven't seen me all day. Likely, I was waking up at 11 or 12 to have lunch and go to the potty and go see my kids and talk to them while I eat. But it's been hard for me to go back to sleep, and not physically hard, but hard because I get distracted with other things. And then I end up not going back to sleep. And I've only had 3 hours or 4 hours of sleep at that point. So I stopped doing that and just sleep through. The earliest I will wake up is 2. if I know I have things to do, or if I'm on the end of working and I know I'm going to be out the next day because I'm naturally a night person, then I'll do that. But setting time blocks, so saying getting up at 4, from 4 to 4:30 or 4 to 4:45, or even 4 to 5, this is my dedicated time to God. And then 5 o'clock to 5:15, I can chat with the kids. I can eat a little snack before I go to work. And by 5:15 or 5:30, I can still get in the shower, be done and out the door and on my way to work by 6:15. And so those time blocks matter. It can't just be for it to happen for me. It can't just be I'm going to do this at a specific time, but I actually have to have time blocks, and that's with everything. So I'm trying to incorporate those time blocks into everything. I'm part of a membership, and they talk a lot about just time management overall and just different things to be productive and to get things done as you're building your business. And so I'm applying these things to my personal and business life. So the $1,000. So the goal was to save $145 per pay disbursement and 10% of any additional funds. So like I talked about, I was getting an extra $400 check. So I didn't know that check was coming. So I just said any extra money that comes in, whether it be from my other business or just, I don't know, anything. Somebody donated me some money. I have digital courses, and sometimes people leave me tips. I actually ask for tips, even though some of my trainings are free. So if people want to leave a tip, they will leave a tip. Those are all additional funds. So for the month of October, I'm taking 10% of any additional funds and adding that onto my ability to hit that $1,000 mark for savings, even though I have earmarked $145. And you see 143 in parentheses because it's technically $143. I don't know, I had 145 when I originally wrote the goals out, but I've been putting $143 every time I pay myself. Every time I get my personal money, I've been putting $143 away towards that $1,000 goal. And by the end of October, I will hit that goal. That is the plan. So and I did get I got more than 70%, or sorry, I got more than 10% out of that extra cash that we got. It was 400, and I think I had $70.50, I think is what I took to add to my savings goal. Because I have been off work for days that I was intending to work because I had been sick. So those days that I was intending to make money for, which is one thing about working somewhere where it depends on you to physically be there. I talk a lot about this in my digital marketing business. If you don't show up, you don't get paid. That's the one thing about being an independent contractor. That is the one thing about being a business owner that has to physically be somewhere for that business to make money. You should not have that as your sole income. It's dangerous, it's reckless, and it can really change your whole life if you can't show up and you don't get paid. So I was able to have that $70.50 I took from that extra cash that we received this month of the $400 check and put that towards my savings goal. So I really didn't miss a payment, but I also didn't get any extra on that goal, if that makes sense, because I didn't get to put my 143. I only put half of the 143 from my end for that particular pay disbursement. And then I took the other half, the 70.50 from that extra pay. So that made my 143 happen still. So I didn't miss the 143 when it was due. However, that $70.50 could have been extra, could have got to the goal sooner, and I could have had a little bit over my goal had I not had to take off days from that from being sick. So $41.66 per pay disbursement is coming in for the credit card. So again, $41.66, I can completely live with that. I can work one per diem shift, and $41.66, I don't even miss it. Like, I spend that on food, which is not good, but I'm just saying. So I don't miss $41.66. That feels a lot better to me and keeps me on track with my goals than taking out $341 in a chunk. Yeah, the credit card would be paid off, but I can still pay it off this month and skip the interest because I'm going to pay it off before that interest hits again on my card. So you kind of have to time that too. Yeah. And then $371.42 is what's supposed to go towards the car payoff every disbursement that I get for the month of October. And I can tell you now, before we even get to November's review, spoiler alert, that car is not getting paid off this month. And part of the reason is the main reason, the only reason is because I did miss work. And $371.42 is a large chunk of money. Matter of fact, let me just add up, because I never even added up. I just set these goals and knew I could afford it, but I never added up what it is. So 143 plus 4166 plus 371.42. So for the month of October, I hit the delete button, sorry. So let's do it one more time. 371.42 plus 4166 plus 143. So for the month of October, I have $556.08 of just debt payoff. And my savings account, we're just gonna call it a debt payoff, even though it's savings, because it's money that I can't touch, right? I'm saving it. I'm not saving it for anything particular. I'm saving it for discipline. And so that I can have money if I need it, right? But it's not saved for any particular thing. So this is all money, $556.08 just for the month of October that I am spending out basically in some shape or form that I cannot touch, right? So I will have tangible results from this. I will have a savings buffer I will be able to add to my savings buffer. I will have a paid off credit card. Woo-hoo, and a paid off card. Yes. Although the card is not going to get paid off this month because based on the income that I have coming in the rest of this month. Now, let me just be clear. Because I work per diem, I could pick up the shifts that I miss, but I don't want to. I don't want to. My health is more important to me, and I have been working a pretty good amount, and I have been working sometimes as the only CNA on the floor to 26 plus patients, and working short nurses as well. And that just happened last week, and I worked 3 12.5s in a row, and that was not fun. And that's not the first time it's happened, but that is the healthcare industry. So I could pick up the shifts to cover and make up those payments that I'm missing to pay off my car because it's only the 22nd of the month, and I've already been off 5-6 days. Probably by the time I go back to work next week, I will have been off a total of 6 days. And I think next week I'll only work 2 days, maybe 3, but they're split days. So there's that. But I'm just not gonna do it. I just don't feel like it. I don't want to. And I just don't, which I'm going to pay for because I have to either take that money from somewhere else, or I'm going to have to now work on paying that debt off the next month. And I can tell you also, it's not getting paid off in November because I already had plans of things going on in November. So the car actually is not going to get paid off to December. And the great thing about it though, this car is not occurring, the loan is not occurring any interest. It's a buy here, pay here kind of car situation that I had gotten. So they just charge a fee like on top of your actual loan amount, but there's no interest per se that's occurring. So the payment amount is not going up. It literally is still going to be $25.94. And I did make one payment to this $25.93, which was for $371, which is how much I was supposed to pay. I was supposed to make like 7 payments of $371.42, or was it 8 payments? I think it was 7. So $25.94.93. So now I think I only owe like $22,223. Let's see, $371.42. So yeah. Yep, this is the exact amount I owe. So $2,223.51 is what I owe for the payoff of my card now. So let's just type the new amount, $2,223.51. Is what I have left to pay it off. We'll just highlight that. That is the new amount because I did make one of these $371.42 payments. And I will be making another payment this week. So I'm still paying towards it. And but the most important thing to me was my savings goal. So I'm still working towards that. And as you can see here, these are the deposits that I've made so far with my savings goal. And if you don't know about Chime, Chime is a great option for you to just use as a savings account. If you just want to hide money somewhere from yourself, I do have a debit card to my Chime account. So once once I hit my savings goal, I'll probably move this money into my actual savings account. I'm not sure yet. I may leave it there. I don't know. Because again, I'm not using it for anything, so probably just leave it here. Chime is FDIC insured, I believe. I would not leave this in Cash App or something like that, which I think Cash App just announced that they're FDIC insured. I'm not sure, but I'm not leaving my money in Cash App. But I would leave it in Chime. So if anything happens, if you don't know what FDIC insured is, you just, they're covered up to a certain amount for any loss of your money, and you can get your money back. But yeah, so this is where I'm at so far. $143. I made 4 deposits, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm at $576.25. So by the time I make the next, I think I need to do, I calculated it yesterday. I think I need to do, so 1,000 minus 576.25. $423.75 is what I have left remaining. I literally can work one shift and take that money from one shift and finish my $1,000 goal, but I'm not going to do that. I'm still breaking it down over $143 each. So I need to do 3 more deposits, and the last deposit will only be like partial. It won't be the full 143 because I will have reached the goal with 2 more deposits of 143 and then a partial deposit of 143. I will have capped on my savings goal. So I know I'll hit that for this month. And the credit card, I only owe less than $100, I think, on my credit card now. So those $41.66 payments, oh my gosh, it seems like it's so small, but it really, really worked out for me. I just took the total that was owed, which is $349.91, divided it by, I think, 7, because that's how many times I was going to pay it for the month of October. And 7 times 41.66 should equal up to $341.99 or something to that effect. It might have been 8 payments, but I think it was 7. It might have been 6. But I think I did everything over 7 payments. So there you have it, my October personal goals, how I intend to accomplish those goals. And November's goals are going to be bigger and bolder, and a little nervous, but I'm excited because my savings goal is going to be much bigger than October's, and I will talk about why and what it's going towards, because that savings goal is going to be over a period of 3 months for the total amount that I'm working to save. But I will talk to you about what that's for and what I intend to use that portion of the savings for. Again, the $1,000 is just a cushion, and I will continue to add to it as payment, as money. What is the word? As I'm able to. But this next goal for November, December, and January, it will be split into those 3 months, and it is for a specific purpose, and I need to do it in 3 months. So stay tuned for that. I hope this video has supported you in some way and has given you a boost to want to go out and do what you can do to create a personal cushion for yourself, or to increase the cushion that you have, or to pay off some debt if you have any debt. If you are living debt free, congratulations to you. If you are on the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, congratulations to you. Keep up the good work. And this is all part of living a kingdom lifestyle. Health is next to wealth, and with wealth we can do more for the kingdom. So these $300 credit card balances and $2,500, $2,200 card balances, that money definitely could be used in the kingdom, at the food banks, just passing out meals and warm blankets and toiletries to people on the streets. But in order to be able to do those things and have those extra monies to share, we definitely got to take care of our own business in our own backyard. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and trust God, lead with love. See you guys later. Bye for now.